So I recently started playing PokeRogue again because I heard that they made the AI stronger and that they included some new game modes. There's like a new Nuzlocke mode, like an official Nuzlocke mode. There's Fresh Start Plus, which I think you can basically do Fresh Start, but you can actually choose other Pokemon besides the original starters. Lots of cool things to try. So I came back and I was like, all right, I'm gonna do this challenge and we're gonna, every time I fail, I'm just gonna make a new account. Honestly, there's not much difference between just doing that and just doing the Fresh Start run, besides me struggling to come up with a new username every time. I think like the main difference is I think you can technically make Pokemon easier to catch if you start a new account, if you catch enough of them during a run, which I probably won't do. So yeah, there's probably not any difference between that and Fresh Start. I'm just making it harder on myself. Besides that though, I went into this thinking, this will be an easy, return to form. I'll lose a few times and, then I'll eventually win and I'll have an easy, PokeRogue, but every time I lose, I delete my account, cool clickbait title. And then I can move on and try the Nuzlocke challenge on my main account. But good lord, I think the furthest I've gotten, I've streamed it for like 4 times now. The furthest I've gotten is, I think 140, floor 140. I haven't even gotten to like the 145 Ivy battle. A lot of my initial attempts was using Popplio, Fennekin, and Bulbasaur. I wanted to use 3 starters on 3 different generations, and I felt Fennekin would be a pretty good counter to Eternatus because it's a psychic type. It can at least get a hard hit off. Popplio is a fairy type, which is good for Rayquaza, and Bulbasaur is also very good for Eternatus, especially if you get Mega Venusaur, you got Leech Seed, you got Synthesis, you just sit there and stall. With these 3 starters though, I just couldn't get past, I don't even know how far I got, but I didn't get far at all. It wasn't until I started to switch my starters up that I actually started seeing some progress. Now maybe I was just shaking off some dust because I don't remember a lot about PokeRogue. PokeRogue is definitely a big information game. Gotta remember what floors you're fighting certain things on. And because I was constantly making new accounts, I just wasn't really remembering what starter my rival would have, so I wouldn't like train up the right counter. Definitely wasn't at my best. But there has been so many of these runs I've done where I just lose like so early, and this is just making me think like this game is it's hard. It's a roguelike, so I feel like roguelikes, they are kind of meant to just sometimes beat you down randomly, but I'm like getting nowhere near the end of the game anymore when I used to be able to do it a lot more consistently. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't remember my Fresh Start run being this difficult, and I've had other people come into my streams and be like, yeah, the game is so much harder now. The improved AI basically makes it so it doesn't swap randomly anymore. I think the AI is playing like an actual player though. It's kind of crazy. Hello. Fuck, I'm burned. Peep this one. Yo, he's using Pop. Wait. Can you stop? This game's got me thinking that this thing has shed skin, dude. I gotta hit a... Yeah, I gotta hit a Calm Mind. Oh, hello. Jesus fuck, why did that do so much damage? Catch that, Charizard. Dude, AI, chill. Not the defense raise. Leech Seed on the swap. Never mind, it's Ferrothorn. This hateful ass mon. Sack. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, the AI is going crazy on me right now. He actually is playing like a real player, genuinely. Alright, I'm gonna double out on his switch to Ferrothorn. Something's getting flamethrowed. I've got to start playing out my fucking mind, apparently. I think I'm in blaze range though, right? So I think we're just cooking him. PZ. Venusaur. Yep. Dude, that does so much fucking damage. Okay, I probably shouldn't have hard swapped Venusaur. That was a bad choice. Okay. Surely we outspeed PZ. You're burned. So I'm gonna go to you. Oh, okay. That works for me. I don't mind this thing going down. Never mind, it stays up because okay, okay. Hit CC. Dude, I've already used to the AI playing like a fucking god. Alright. Thank you for hard swapping into that. Oh, nope, never mind. Your speed is rose. I'm fucking cooked. I can't win this anymore. My hope was being faster than you. I literally can't win this. Jesus fuck. I don't think there's any way for me to win this. Because he just gets speed berries, apparently. I'll go into this and hope he swaps. Nope. Yeah, I just lose. Jesus Christ, dude. He has Thunderclap too. Dude, what the fuck are they feeding these trainers now, man? Good lord. The AI is really good now. I think a lot of the time you could counter the AI doing something silly, but now it's really good, which I think is a good thing. I think the AI improving is good, but I think because it's so much better now, I think other parts of the game need to be toned down a bit. I said this in my stream yesterday, but the opponents, even if you're doing a fresh start run, they have egg moves, which you don't have access to, and they're crazy. Like Porygon Z has Thunderclap. Even if I had a basic knowledge of what Pokemon learn, just throw that out the window on a fresh start run. I don't even, let's say I'm a new player, I'm coming into this, I don't know anything about like egg moves. I just know general Pokemon knowledge of what Pokemon generally learn. I'm just getting blown back by like, wait, why does Roserade learn Bouncy Bubble? What the hell, you know? Roserade doesn't usually learn a water move. So for me, I think for fresh start runs, I don't think they should have egg moves. And this isn't me coming in here to say like, oh, the game is too hard, it needs to change. And like, if they wanted the game to be like this, then that's fine. But if you're playing PokeRogue for the first time, it is so much harder than it used to be. It's pretty much what I'm trying to get across. The balancing is so off. Like on floor 35, you fight evil teams. You do an evil team grunt battle, and that's kind of like the introduction of like, ooh, there's grunts, they're bad guys. Team Magma, they had like an Arcanine, and then I think it was Team Rocket had a Crobat next to a Sandslash that was like bulldozing. And I'm just sitting here like, I'm level 24. Like that Crobat is freshly like evolved. Like that's not reasonable, I don't think. I don't have this, it's raining. And I've got to fight a fucking Crobat. Like, yes, it's possible, but it's bullshit. It's still bullshit. Like, I can't compete. I can't compete with that. I think Golbat would have still been challenging, but Crobat? Are you for real? It just doesn't make sense, because I think like there was a run where I was on, oh yeah, it was floor 30, I was fighting Wake, and he had a Piplup. It's like, it's not even a Prinplup? Like, you know, what's the balancing here? He has a Piplup, not a Prinplup? My furthest run, which was honestly a really good run, I got really lucky. I got Moxie on my Quaquaval, and I got a Charizard Y. I lost because, honestly, my team just wasn't built to take Necrozma on. I didn't have any resists for Necrozma, and I also got crit at the worst possible moment I could have got crit at. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Unless we get crit, which I'm not even gonna... Dude. I don't think I'm gonna blame the game for that. I think that's just unlucky. But most of my attempts that I've been making to just beat a classic run of PokeRogue. Obviously, I'm doing this added challenge and making it fresh start. You know, that's something else I want to acknowledge. If I'm a new player and I make a new account, I get up to floor 50, I catch a few Pokemon. Those Pokemon are now added to my starter list. You also get egg vouchers. You build up your account, and then eventually you get enough good Pokemon to take on, you know, the whole game. New players are not going to be doing like a fresh start run, but like, I think the difference is I'm good at Pokemon. I'm not the greatest player in the world, but I'm good at Pokemon. I feel like, I don't know, I think PokeRogue has a difficulty problem, and maybe fresh start needs to be this difficult, but I think for new players, like, I think it's extremely discouraging, because like I see people like, I was streaming and I had a few people playing along with me, and they were like, I can't get past floor 20. Like, it's super discouraging, especially when you hear there's 200 floors, you know? Oh, another thing I forgot to mention that I remembered while editing is floor 25, you battle your rival, and sometimes they just have really high base stat total Pokemon. Let's go, Singe. Dude, am I tripping? That is a 515 base stat total Pokemon. Bro, just give him fucking Dragonite at this point. That is a grown man. Oh, for fuck's sake. That's gonna... Yep, no, I can't kill... Yep. As soon as you got the boosts... Oh, wow, we killed it with Scratch. I think we are still cooked anyway, though. Oh, never mind. Maybe we're okay. Nope, never mind. Dude. I'm not saying the game has to bend and warp to my demands. It's a free project at the end of the day, and I really appreciate that it even exists to begin with. I think a lot of the balancing is hard because the people that are playtesting it are people that are super experienced with the game and have got so many hours, and they know kind of all the ins and outs of everything. And it's kind of hard to be like objective when you already kind of know. You can try your best, but I think there's always going to be a little bit of like bias there. But yeah, I'm not trying to blast the devs or anything like that. It's super hard to balance a video game, especially like a game with as much RNG as PokeRogue. Like sometimes with roguelikes, you're just meant to get boomed. But I think the biggest thing I'm bothered by right now is the beginning of the game. For like the first 50 floors, you kind of need to solo run, and I don't really like that. Like unless you get really lucky with like EXP shares and EXP buffs or whatever, you pretty much have to solo run and kind of let your other Pokemon just be in the back and level up one guy, or you're gonna have a hard time because you need as much EXP into your main guy as you can so you can actually take out the opponents, because otherwise you're gonna be underleveled if your EXP split too much. So many of my runs have ended because my main guy is weak to a Pokemon. I have to send in someone else in the back, and then suddenly they're all gaining EXP, and then the EXP just isn't going to him anymore. And yeah, it's a tricky one. Did not expect to be having as hard of a time as I am. Maybe I have always had this hard of a time with Fresh Start and I'm just insane, but I don't know, it feels like, I think the craziest thing for me was the grunt having a Crobat and the grunt having an Arcanine. Like what's going on? I wanted to come in here and talk about it though, because I've been getting some comments on like my PokeRogue content. My PokeRogue content is kind of evergreen. People are still going back and watching it, and it's outdated at this point because the game has changed so much and the game has gone a lot harder. I actually just got a comment being like, I don't know what to do. I can't get, my average is 50 floors. I can't get past floor 100. I can't beat this. So I just wanted to come on and say the game has gotten harder. I don't know what the best starter options are to beat the game at this point, because I thought it would be Fennekin, Popplio, and Bulbasaur. Maybe it's Charizard, Popplio, and Bulbasaur. Maybe it's Charizard, Bulbasaur, and Quaquaval. I think those are pretty good if I had to guess. If you can find the training dummy and get Moxie on your Quaquaval, then you're singing. Honestly, yeah, Fuecoco is really good too, of course. Fuecoco is kind of cheese. I'm in the middle of a run right now. I'm on floor 100 and I've got Flame Charge Fuecoco, or else Skeledirge now. Flame Charge and Torch Song, and I could see it going all the way. My starters were Quaquaval, Skeledirge, and Chikorita because of how the cost works. Those are the only ones you can do. And yeah, that run's been going pretty well, I would say, so far. So that might be the tech. Just take the two starters that like boost their stats easily and just go crazy. Pretty sure this is my first attempt with Fuecoco as well, and of course it goes to floor 100. All of this is to say though, I'm streaming some PokeRogue again because there is new content. I'm going to check it out on my main account whenever I finally beat this challenge that I'm doing. I'll probably make a video on the challenge, but in the meantime I just want to come on and say like PokeRogue has a difficulty problem because good gravy. You're not alone. The game is definitely gotten a lot harder, and I want to say I don't think it was the intention of the devs to make it as hard as they did, because they made it so the AI was better. They cleaned up like the move sets of Pokemon, so like things weren't learning dumb moves, and you know, who would have thought that would make the game much harder. One of my mods actually had a pretty good shout. I think PokeRogue's one of those games that like it's really difficult at first, but it gets easier the more you play. And I feel like if you could like scale the difficulty with the more you play, that would be ideal, because the more you unlock stuff, like just the easier it's going to get for you generally. There's challenges, of course, like, you know, mono fire. If you're only using fire types, then that could be harder than just playing the game normally. But I think maybe having it so the game gets harder after you start unlocking more stuff, I think that would be, honestly, the game's difficulty the way it is now, if that was just how the game was after you beat Eternatus for the first time, I think that would be fine. But for first time players, maybe, I don't know, if you can like lower some of the levels, make it so they don't have egg moves, maybe that would help. I don't know. I'm not sure how you would go about balancing that. And I'm not asking because I'm like, it's too hard for me to beat. I want these changed so I can beat it. I'm not asking for that at all. I'm determined to beat it with its current difficulty. I like a challenge, but good lord, the game has changed. It's fantastic though. It's still a fantastic game. Anyways, thanks for listening. Come hang out with me on stream sometime. I'm going to be streaming some later tonight and probably Honestly, a lot leading up to Legends EA, because there's a lot of challenges that when I get done. I've got other content in the works still. Thanks for being patient with me. Yeah, I'll see you guys later.